really interesting is this: what do you think we should train more, or what is not so important in your opinion? Like in the experience, you always, when you look back, you said, I was doing this too much, I was doing this too little, I was doing this, and it changes. So I find this topic really interesting. I hope you too. And maybe just like I would do it to have a schedule about it. Maybe just start in the pre-season. What is something maybe you changed, or you think is more important in the pre-season? What is not so important?
Damir, that's for professional level, right? Not for young people, right?
For all levels. Maybe if you have the experience for young people, some people will use it. If you have for professional, but some things I think don't make sense in both levels. Some yes, some things you can train always. I think, but wherever we go, I'm happy with it. It's not just young, just old. Maybe something is from 16 years to senior. Maybe something is in the youth. But I think we can always take something as well to the younger level, but just adapt it. And sometimes we try too much in the young level, and sometimes we do something too much in the big level, and we will see where it goes. It's not that I'm professional in this and Nejit, so just talk about the things, and maybe then we jump from senior to youth and from youth to senior, no problem. Okay. But first of all, thank you for doing thank you for coming, thank you for doing it. I think for me it's really interesting. I hope it will be for you as well. And maybe we just start. Maybe I would recommend to start in the preseason. What do you think? What changed in your opinion? What is more important to do in the preseason? What you maybe did a few years ago, but now you don't see it that important, or something you see now way more important than you saw it a few years ago?
Yeah. Okay. Then who will start?
Who is the elder one? I think Momir, you are older now.
Yeah,
Momir can start, please.
Yeah, but okay, this is first of all nice topic, and we touch a little bit because we can connect also with this what we spoke before. Honestly, the first of all, it's always if you ask me like this, I always see which team I have in hands. After this experience, now after Wetzlar, always it's good to see which team you have in your hands. That is the team like Vesprem, the high quality, the players, and then in this case I can speak also, or these kind of players here in Bundesliga. You can start with the preseason, but normally, like I did, it's always to start with some tests, and then we are talking about physical part. We are talking about the technical part, and we are talking about the technical part. Always it's in this kind of level you have to start to see first of all in which shape your players came to the preseason. Of course, everyone for us sent them the individual program to practice during the summer, for example. But this is some test. What is also necessary to see the players in which moment and which shape they are in this. Afterwards, I always start with the techniques, some situation, but this is always the first week with some technique situation, but more or less we are using on this kind of level with the physical part connected with the tactical part. This is what is normal, general. If you are on this level, you don't need that much to to learn. Not you don't need that much. You don't need to learn Nedim Remili, for example, which technique he has to use, because this is the great players, and at this level, this is the technical part you take a little bit away. Yeah, I don't say that you can take completely, but during the tactical part, you can use also the technical part. Absolutely, with some kind of decision, with some kind of situation in the specific moments in the game, you can use it. And for me, this is also the third place or important part what I can use also to prepare my team for a season. This is also mental part, and we are talking if you have to use and what you can take away. I think this is normally I can say that take away a little bit this technical part, not to lose the time. You have to jump immediately in this tactical part, because during the season you don't have that much time. It's a lot of matches. That means what you did in the preseason about the tactic, about the situation, some different kind of defense with 6-0, transformation 6-0 to 5-1, 5-1 and transformation to 6-0, to have always to combine all of this situation, that afterwards, if you came in the season, you don't have that much time, you can immediately use in some matches. This is okay. Let's say one start, and we can discuss.
So the time, you see the time over where you start preseason and the players don't see the ball for 10 days, and it's just running and doing weights.
No. This is losing time. This was before. That was before. That was okay. Fantastic, because it's now we open the topic. I start first day. I don't lose the time with this, because you have maybe 6 weeks. I start the first day. Before was also in Germany when I was player running outside and something. I don't use no one day to run. Maybe some joke, maybe some team building that we can go with the bicycle or something like this. But normally we start the first day with the technical tactical part, and with the physical part, also with the running in the hole. And I don't use this long distance. They have to come in the preseason ready for a preseason. That's why we are doing this test, running test, shuttle run, and we can see the which shape they are, physical shape they are players. And then after first day, I start with the what I said. First week I can use the technical things only to say hello to the balls, technical, tactical immediately. 3 against 2, 4 against 3 situation, some decision. I try always first week not that much contact, physical contact, coast to coast. Take a little bit, 70-80% from the maximum, and then second week normal we start.
Roy, do you use like running drills, zone 2 stuff, or is it as well in the hall from the beginning?
Yes, first of all, good morning, and thanks for the invitation, Damir, and thanks also, Momir. Yeah, more or less, I agree with what can I do here? My teams, I'm there that they are made the program from the pre-season. I mean, the time that they are at home with the families and so on. And usually we are starting with ball, as Mommy said, maybe 2-3 weeks, a couple of practices outside, but more to test how the metabolic levels as practice. Yeah, and a lot of football for the first day. A lot also handball, not too technical, maybe more tactical. Maybe here decision making in power play, for example, 3 against 2, 4 against 3, and so on and so on and so on, in order to avoid first physical contact and maybe injuries too early. But for sure, that what Mommy said about mentality and the mindset and the identity for the team. I think that this a really good time to prepare the team for the difficulties that they're going to go through around the season, you know. And I think that some coaching meetings in these 4-6 weeks are very important to introduce the team the identity that they have to do, and how to manage the pressure and how to manage the club goals. Yeah, that's also very important, that they understand a little bit the philosophy of the club and what the fans and the management expect. Yeah? I think that's a very important time. And back to Handball, and from my experience, it's very important to know if it's your first season with the team or your season 2, 3, and so on. Because if it's the first season, I think that you need to invest more time in the basics of your idea of Handball. Or maybe it's your season 3, but you change a lot of players, a lot of transfers, and you have a lot of new guys on the team. And in order to have clear the idea, you have to also bury a lot of time there. And the last point, for my point, is to not waste time in your model if your model are not adapted to the league. And I explain myself. For example, I started with my defense with a lot of opponent change, no, in the defense, yeah, and in the back position, number 2, number 3, and number 4, number 5. And I start a lot of times like this, and now the teams are not playing this in attack. In the Bundesliga, they are not 2 against 2. Now the teams are a lot of 1-1, and then 9 players out of the switch, and now bam, 1 against gun and pass continuity and so on. So you have to think about how the other teams attack in order to prepare your defense for these kind of things, and not as you made every year before, because the game are changing. We talked before about the 4-line players that a lot of teams are playing now. So you maybe prepare your defense, and you are coaching a Bundesliga team, and a lot of Bundesliga teams are playing like this. You have to invest your time on these aspects, not maybe opponent. You know what I mean?
So, jumping a little bit, but can you say, and as well from my experience, that, like you said, it's no more 2 against 2. It's 1 against 1 with the indirect block, where the block is on the 3rd player. And can we say that playing 2 against 2 in the training is a waste of time today, because almost nobody is playing it? It's more 1 against 1.
Yeah, I can. Okay, Bravo, it's good to connect with this. What he said also. It's because 2 against 2 in this way. But for example, I can say now we were talking about Pastor, what was in that time when he was in Szeged, because I played against him as a coach and as a player as well, because we have to make more focus. Aguinalde, Banhidi, these kind of line players, because they are tall, and that this tactic game turn around these kind of players and start everything. Circulation, win inside, and then 2 against dos contra dos, 2 against 2. Now they use a lot pivots, but only to cover some situation or to put this defender down. They go away, and then they start 1-on-1 situation. What is more situation? What Roy was the name.
Oh.
What he said, it's the more situation, it's the line players is covering and running a lot in the horse. This is different to compare with maybe 5 years ago or 3-4 years ago with this kind. Especially in Germany, you don't have this kind of situation that normally 2 against 2. Not that much teams. Last season, Parondo played this with Moraes, but now not that much.
Yes, but also with every aspect of the game, I explain myself. For example, the goalkeeper. The goalkeepers now are receiving the shoots from 6 meters, not a lot of 9 meters. And you have to change your practices in order to get more balls for the goalkeeper from 6 meters. Otherwise, you are wasting the time because you are not receiving this kind of shoots anymore. And that's a little bit the reflection, right?
Yes. Yes, as well. This would be one of the questions. Does it make sense to shoot in the training from 10 meters for the player and for the goalkeeper if the playing model changes? I mean, yes, there are some teams like Kiel that shoot from outside, but if your opponents are always shooting from breakthroughs and 6 meters, does it really make sense in training to shoot a lot from 9-10 meters for your goalkeepers?
Just me?
Both, of course. It's always for both.
For me, it makes no sense. So for sure, you have to shoot from 9 meters in your practices, and a good back has to have this skill, but not a lot, because if we are, for example, if you are in the youth, and we are building a back, a 16 years old back, 2 meters tall, really talent. 10 years ago, I would say you have to shoot, you have to have this skill, you have to connect with the people with high passes and so on. Nowadays, you have to make a lot of different things. So you can shoot, and it's nice to have, but you have also to win one-on-one situation. You have to make long passes. You have to maybe defend on the 5-1, on the top of the 5-1, because there's a lot of teams that played 5-1 with a tall player, like Yugoslavia 30 years ago. Now the game has changed. You have to adapt yourself every season to the new things. Otherwise, you are wasting the time, and that's the topic of the talk.
Bro, very good, because it's now we are discussing about one topic, what we should train more, and what will be what we should take away. We can say that we can take away these unnecessary things. For example, but first of all, we have to select the team. Second things, what you said, okay, we have to know in which league we play, because Bundesliga is different, Champions League is also different. Some teams play also still 2 against 2 or something like this. But everybody try to go on this way, where is Bundesliga, where is 4 backs, to have a less technical mistakes also. This is also the question why the people like Kaufmann start with the 4 backs, because maybe one reason he didn't have good line player in this case. Second things, okay, I can play one-on-one situation and to make a lot of good things without technical mistakes, because today in the handball they punish you directly with the fast break, score easy goals, and this advantage you cannot recover so fast if you are losing the match. But I want to tell, for example, let's speak like this. But if you don't have players one-on-one,
you don't have players. What do you mean?
Because the question of if you select the team players like this, that you have more player shooter.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. If Kaufmann gets a team without one-on-one, and he wants to play like this with invest. So again, back to the topic of the talk, and invest a lot of time making one-on-one situation with guys like Lenny Rubin and such guys that are tall and a little bit slower, then maybe it's a wasting time. I don't know. Maybe he's a magical, and for sure he's able to implement his idea well and so on. But for sure, if you have small players and make practices for 6-0 defense with all the people on the line and play block as Denmark, maybe it makes no sense, right?
That's why I ask you, because the question is what you have, which players you have. If it's Lenny Rubin, okay, he cannot be so able to play that much one-on-one like Mangon. But you have to adapt because you have only Lenny Rubin.
Yeah.
This is what we spoke before. And if you don't have the players for Spanish system, what you gonna do? Because the problem, it's what we spoke before, it's if you don't have time, but you need result.
Yeah.
This is the question. We should play. What I wrote here and prepare for this meeting and something, we should, if you agree here, that we should practice more skills development from our own players. But okay, if Gisli has, like in basketball, for example, one idea, if Gisli has a one-on-one situation, I cannot push the Gisli to shoot from 10 meters. I have to develop his skills one-on-one situation, then after that continuity, and then after this decision. What we after, if you beat one-on-one and someone close, then I decide. This is in which way. And one interesting sentence what I hear, you have to put now your players in the comfort zone. If Lenny Rubin cannot beat that much one-on-one like Gisli, why I push Lenny Rubin to play one-on-one? He feels nervous, he feels in the problem, and then after you lose this guy. That's why it's how to use completely your players on the best quality what they have. This is the situation. If you go to your philosophy of handball, you will waste your time and you will not have success. This is problem in today handball. If you have time, 3 years, to build a team, and this is not my team, and we can say as a coach, it's not my team, I have to build a new one, we need salaries, they said in the board, no, you have to build this, we don't have any more money. What you gonna do?
You have to change your mindset and to adapt yourself to the players. That's for sure. It's like this.
One thing, what I spoke with Carlos Ortega at the time, I was player after Vesprem. Carlos played this with Impar a lot. This situation, this defense in Vesprem, and was very good. But in Hanover, I was talking with him, and I asked why he will not play anymore this kind of defense. Momo, he said to me, Momo, I have to adapt because they cannot accept this kind of defense.
Yeah. Smart guy.
Absolutely. Sorry.
Do passing drills. That's pass. Does this make a lot of sense to do without opponent? Already, I'm talking about elder youth, like for 16, 17, or in first team, or is it wasted time if they should already can do passing? And if you do passing drills, should it be with contact? Should it always be with an opponent? Because you don't see that players lose balls in like this normal easy passes without pressure. But maybe you use it in the training for, even if you do it for 5 minutes, like 6 minutes to warm up. But is it a waste of time doing it where these 5-6 minutes where you could use for the goalkeepers or for any other stuff? Momo.
I think for youngs, but also for a first team, you can start all of this, and you can also during the warm up you can pass these individual technical tactical skills. I think depends which age, but we should after 16, 18, and the first team always start with some kind of pressure. But that doesn't mean that is the always to have this pressure must be. We have to prepare some kind of exercises that is not kind of pressure that you must. The goal has to be enjoy the game. Then you can create some exercises during some funny games that you control your balls, or pass some funny games that you control your pass technique, for example. But even in this, you have one opponent. That means if you have opponent is not more technical things; it's more tactical things. How you can avoid this pressure, how you can dribble the ball, how you can pass the ball. This is more than after that. If we are go through with the school or all of this, it's more individual tactical skills with the passes and I think it's normally we should start with the pressure again, not to waste the time. And especially in this age, it must be like a funny game, and it must be interesting because we have to keep the players in today in this age. They cannot manage the focus long time, and we have to adapt also for this generation that in the less time they can have fun, they can enjoy the game, and they can practice own skills. This is my opinion.
Roy, you?
I'm a little bit black or white here. So for me, it's more or less a waste of time, and I explain myself now. I think that it's very important to use every minute of the practice, especially in the youth, in the decision making. And what you have to improve your tactical aspect, your decision making with opponent, always with opponent. With these funny games, as Momir said, you have always opponent. Opponent doesn't mean that you are able to make fouls. Maybe without fouls, without contact, because maybe make no sense to start a practice with aggressivity and so on.Maybe without fouls, in power play, but decision making. Decision making, you have to do it with opponents. In the youth, 100%, but also in the high level, because if you want to make a tactic 6 against nothing, in the high level makes no sense, really no sense. So because the things that appears in the game are always with opponent, so it's very unspecific, you know. So for me makes no sense. You can make something without opponent. You can play football, for example, in the practice, and this is a funny game without opponent, without contact. Makes for the mind, it's perfect for the players. And sometimes to play football, and after that, every practice, maybe pairs pass the ball. I'm passing, as the German said, no? Pass the ball to players. Maybe you can make some technical, as Momir said before, but after that, always with opponent. And last point, and I stop. Also for the goalkeepers. So now, my experience, I watched this with. I watched a couple of practices of Luis Santos, the goalkeeper coach from Dinamo Bucharest, last summer in Portugal, and it was, wow, that's a great idea. And he mixes the tactical with the goalkeeper practice. And explain myself, for example, and that's true. You as a goalkeeper has to be prepared to prepare yourself to saving in a 2 against 2 situation, in a 1 against 1 situation. It's completely different. With long pass to the wing, with floor pass for the line player. And you can practice this through tactical also, with opponents and with decision making. And if you can mix everything together, after for example, the I'm passing, the pairs passing, this is perfect, because you are making these 20 minutes for the goalkeepers, also for the players, with decision making, with block, with lamp passes for the technique, with short passes for the lamp player. The lamp players can play blocks. It's great. The idea was really great, and I watched the last summer in Portugal, and I say, wow, that's great idea.
Bro, we are doing this. We are doing this. What you said now. Honestly, we were doing a lot a long time ago with this. This is combining tactical things with the goalkeepers. Depends what you want to practice. Always which goal. What is your topic? which topic you want to practice, and then include. And this is exactly what we were talking. Don't waste time. You can include all of this in once. You can combine funny game, you can combine technique, you can combine tactic, you can combine physical part. This is what is also physical part with the running. You can combine everything. You can also combine
mentality, if you make it with scoring, and with fighting.
a lot, and you put details. What we said, you put completely details, and now it's goalkeepers, and now it's only this shot here. We want that he shoot here, and in this side he has to be goalkeeper. It's communication and together work in once. Depends which topic you want to practice. Everything you can combine. You can have your idea in your mind and put in this exercise.
But back through the question, your question, Damir. So for me, a little bit black or white, but for me it's black. For me it's waiting time. For me, always with opponent, always more specific to the match, not unspecific. My opinion.
For me as well. And if I go to the youth, I see it a lot because I'm in the youth involved as well. And you see that youth players are losing balls. They're making technical errors, but we have to see when are they making the technical errors. Is it when they are tired? Is it because they don't have the power and they lose the balls? And then you go to practice and the coach says, we have to practice this pass more. But if they can make this pass 10 times, it's not the technique. If they can't do it 25, it's maybe do they have the power? Can they do this pass 25 times? Can they do this pass after 25 minutes, or are they just losing the ball because they have some pressure? There is some guy in front, and then just going, we have to make passes for 10 minutes with kids with 14, 16 years old, because they won't have this pressure in the training. And for me, this is losing time with these kids.
Maybe that what was the name of the other from Denmark, this coach, what he will explain how it's working in Denmark, for example, because they have fantastic technique. This is also the good question, because I think in Spain or on Balkan, what we were talking, it's always this with someone under pressure, don't waste the time, always the
That's true, Momir. So that is our school, your school, my school. That's a good point. Maybe if Brian will be here, maybe Brian can explain us how the Danish people are the opinion of these guys is very important, because the handball is a little bit different in the north, right?
And Scandinavian, they don't. We were learning also in Yugoslavia or in Spain, you can dribble the ball, but in Scandinavia,
dribbling.
No dribbling. They always pass, and this is a little bit different. But okay.
How do you see the warm up? Because Paco Cerullo, he says that warm up is more for socializing, to coming to the practice, being with your friend like 5 minutes, doing a little bit of stretching. Because like he says, when a player sits on the bench 60 minutes in football, or he sits in handball on the bench 20 minutes and he goes in, he almost never get injured. Do we have to lose time, like to warm up 10, 15 minutes to run and to go there, or are players already warm? Or should we give them like 2-3 minutes to move a little bit, and we could already start with something? Or is it something that is more in the head of the players? I need 10, 15, because I was doing it like this my whole career. I need this 10, 15 minutes to come from gear 1 to gear 4.
I think this what you said about match, and this is different. The match is different than training to compare, and normally it's I will not take away the warm-up. Warm-up, it's important for me. If you ask me why, because it's always you prepare your body, especially we are talking about the training. You have to prepare your body for this topic, what I want to practice on training. If it's something like we are practicing intensive kind of drills in the fast break, we have to prepare our players for this. If you want to have some funny game, this is also important, like a football, while the plastic ball to play, that they can compete, they can enjoy, because you prepare with the warm-up your team for the main topic what you want to practice. This is important. If you speak about this, what you said, he's sitting 20 minutes and in 20 minutes he come on the bench without warm-up, this is kind of adrenaline. And you cannot compare with the training. This adrenaline player don't have in the training. That's why it's important, but it's also for me, it's important to have before the match warm up. Normally what we did, I don't see the other sports that they change warm up. Why we should make change also?
Yes, I agree. I think that as Momir said, you have to prepare your body, but also your mind. Yeah, you need time for this to prepare yourself for a practice and do the things well and think about what you need to do. Maybe you have some injuries or have some pain. You have to prepare your body with temperature and that's, I think it's mandatory to do this. But in the youth, if you have maybe only 1 hour, because you are a small club and you have a lot of teams and you have 1 hour, you have to think about this to give priority to the important things in the youth. Maybe priority one for a 13 years old, maybe they don't need 30 minutes to warm up. Maybe that's a waste of time. Yeah? And you have to think about this to invest your time in the better way.
Yeah.
Bro, this is also talking which the youth, if you don't have time, and you can also combine the kind of trainings, you can make this hybrid training as well, or you can use outside one space where you can make this warm up
before the practice. Yeah, for sure. But you have to think about and don't waste. Back to the topic, and don't waste time in your hour to get the guys warm. That makes no sense. Maybe you can do it before outside, as Momir said, outside of the court.
So as well, like you said, then no warm-up should look the same. Like if you're preparing for a Monday training, you should have a Monday warm-up for this kind of training, what you're doing. Maybe if you want to have contact in the beginning of a training, you have to warm up other than if you start this training slow in the beginning of the week. So that you can't use, okay, we have a warm-up routine from Monday to Friday, and it doesn't matter if the training is 2 hours or if I want to train 1 hour 5, and it has to be like this.
But again, it's adapting what you want to practice. That's why it's the first you start from main topic, what you want to practice, and then after you can combine it, you can make one training for you. And if you, as you said, if you start and I need more contact, I have to prepare, because what it means warm up. Warm up, it's also to prepare the body, and also, but Roy said it's some kind of injury, but also to avoid injuries. This is when we are talking on the old generation, also to avoid, to be ready, because I have to practice contact. And I need a little bit that my body it's ready. That's my body it's prepared for this kind of contact. And this is the normal. And for you, back to your question, it's also I don't do the same warm up. I have also my experience with the club, I had also some physical coach who prepare body with mobility, agility, all of these things. Then it's funny game or not funny game. I was using these small side games, but I said to you that the teams are the players are ready. Also competition part, also technical part, also tactical part. All of these things, also mental part to prepare for this main topic, but not the same. And sometimes it's short. If it's short training, I try always because of injuries to have a good warm-up that my players are. If I practice only tactic last training, maybe 20 or 25 minutes, main topic, I take more time for warm-up and all of these things that we are ready for these 20 minutes, the last of the training.
Yes, I think it's like I usually do. For example, on Fridays, if we are playing Saturday, right? So the day -1, day -1, we are used to make some competition, always the same teams, 16 players with pairs and small games or funny games, as Mommy said, maybe 2 against 2 basketball, maybe 2 against 2 football, tennis, maybe 2 against 2 something with the volley drills or indiacas or something like this, And we are making a table with points, pam, 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 and that's the warm up from day -1. But Monday warm up, Tuesday warm up, so on. Maybe not like this, but for sure you have to adapt your funny games. For example, if you are practicing defense this day, I think that this funny game or the small game should look like different for the defense, with some things with the defense. And if you are practicing attack or counter-attack and so on, maybe a little bit different. That's the point.
Right. Good. Yes, that's my opinion as well. And to use the warm-up, to use it for the rest of the training. I just see it coming back to the youth and to the small kids. They warm up like the big guys. They warm up like they are 30, or they go in and run. And I was last year I was with the under 12 kids. I was with them on a game, and we came before, like 1.5 hours before, and another game was going on, and they were playing outside already, sprinting, catching games. They were, because they are kids, they want to move. They were running around and pom pom pom, and then we start the warm up, and they do it slow. And I was telling them, "What are you doing? You were already running. Take the ball and pass." But like, they see it with the first team, they see it with how they warm up, but it's different. A 35-year-old or a 28-year-old that already has maybe some injury, he has to do another warm up than a guy that's 13. And as well, what are you used to? What you need for your head, for your preparation? You have a routine. Sometimes it's just a routine, and nothing.
I mean, I think that is very, very, very nice to have that. We have Momir here, and he was a top player, but he played a lot of years. And maybe the Momir with 22 years old warm up, and the Momir's 30 years old warm up, maybe is different. Maybe he can explain as a player experience.
Yeah, it's not same, not the same. That's when I start my career as a player. I was okay. Maybe later, 18, 19. I was in one club in Subotica that time, and we did with the all school coaches 5 push-ups on the outline, basis line, and we run there 10, and we go back 15, we go back 25, and was warm up like this, But now it's a different. And then after with the Spanish coaches, with the plastic ball, with Gislason was different. But as you said, with age later, you understand your body, what is necessary for you. Absolutely. And Damir, back to your sentence, what you said, the players. Our job as a coaches, it's to motivate the players every day. To motivate. They have to find motivation, but we have to see also how is our team today. And honestly, what I learned from experienced coaches, I have always 2-3 ideas. If I see maybe they are today with a bad mood, I have to wake up them with some funny games, with some exercise, with some competition, with some situation, because I have to use them for the main topic. I want to practice one important thing, for example, tactic, and I have to wake up them with something. Okay, what they like. Let's say like this. Also, for kids, give them cake before, that you can take something later. Do you understand me what I mean?
That's a great point. That's a great point. 2-3 ideas in order of the mood of the team. But that's completely true. So you have always the poker. The poker is football, right? The poker is football. So if you see the team that they are down and they are, maybe football is a good poker. Or poker, not joker. Joker, sorry, joker.
Sometimes I ask them, and they give you an answer. What you want for warm up? And they said, football. But you know. It's okay. I give them, but I need,
especially in Germany.
Especially in Germany. But I need this full focus on 6 against 6, for example. And it's always like this. Or kids, with kids, you can also work do a lot of things.
Last time I used this, I didn't want to train long, and I didn't want them. I saw them on mobility that they are like doing. They were like slow and not already in the training, and I wanted to start early. And then I asked them, guys, it's not in the plan, but would you be prepared? I asked them, would you be prepared to play football now? And they said, yes, we are prepared. And then I said, okay, if you're prepared to play football, then we can already do the passing drills. And they were laughing. I said, and then we started passing drills. So I cut the warm up in half.
Yeah, this is
7 meters shooting. Can we train really to shoot 7 meters? Is it the same to do it in training? Should we do it like in the training to put it in some drill? Should we do it separate on the end of the training? And is it the same in the training and in the game then?
I can say also because I shoot 7 meters. I can speak because this is normally practicing. Now it's a question: do we do normally practicing after the training? The coach, what I had my experience as a player, and then after I continue as a coach as well after the training. When we finish all of these tactical things, you can make one group, you can make competition between 2 groups. I think everything we can practice. Our mind, we can practice. Physical part, we can practice some kind. We can, as Roy said, you can also practice decision, but decision under pressure, but decision under contact. But you can put a lot of things. And also, what we speak about 7 meters, we should practice. We should. If you ask me about should we practice passes with the pressure with one guy always, of course. But you have also the kind of if you practice 7 meters, you have goalkeeper, and you should make different tactical things, and you should also watch who is in front of you. If it's one goalkeeper like Andreas Wolf, it's a big. You have to move him. You have to find a way how you can score a goal. If it's, for example, like Gonzalo de Vargas, he's different. He's tactically very good. He's watching. You have to see what he's doing and how you can score a goal. It's a lot of things, but you should practice. Even in the youth teams, you should practice the penalty because it's important. This is important part in one match and can decide the match. What I want to tell you, if you ask me when you should practice this, during the training or after the training, normally we were practicing this after the training. What we had experience with for example, with Wetzlar, we were missing a lot penalties, and we were thinking to put practicing and then stop and then penalty, because never in the match you practice you shoot the penalty after the match, during the match, this kind of pressure. But this is it takes time, and with our experience, what we did, this kind of situation, the players get caught, and you should make one more time warm up. And that's why we did always after the training. I don't know your experience, what you're gonna say to me.
I make it like this, as you said, after the training. But after my experience in Barcelona with Pasky, I saw a good thing that I didn't make in the past. And it was, for example, if you are practicing 6 against 6 and you are make competition, right? 10 attacks, with referee. You know what I mean? It's foul, but sometimes it's 7 meters. So you have to shoot 7 meters in the 10 attack drill. You know what I mean? Also the 7 meters. And before my period in Barcelona, I didn't make it. So okay, it's foul, it's not 7 meters. Okay, goal or whatever, but not through in the 7 meters. But I saw Pasky doing like this, and that's also important because the players, if you are making 10 attacks, for example, and every coach makes like this in the team, right? They are fighting and they are making the competition. But the 7 meters is a part of the game, and as Mommy said, it's very important. Sometimes you can decide a game through the 7 meters, so you have to put it also in the practice, inside the practice, and with also this importance. It's very important.
This is good, what you said. It's because it's okay. You can practice, you can make some competition part until 10, what you said or what Pasky did, but it's only one shot.
But it's just an example, that was I did it, make it in the past, and after that I make it every day, and I think that's also important. You can make it, for example, if you make something with a counter attack, some small game 3 against 3 or whatever, and it's 7 meters, then through the 7 meters, and after that counter attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can do it. You can include also this. It's good.
Or maybe just put the 7 meters. If you miss, it's minus point. If to put a little bit more pressure on the 7 meters, that it counts even more than it's just 1 point.
That's a good idea also. Yeah? Mm-hmm.
But like you said, Momir, you were shooting in the end, but it has to be important for you, no? It has to be important to make the goal. If you do it in a group, 3-4 players, and you shoot like 6 penalties, you want to win against the other guys. You want to win against the goalkeeper. If it's just shooting because the coach said, okay, you go there and you shoot 6 penalties, and it's not important for you, you won't get the same pressure. You will never get the same pressure like in the game. But if it's just, okay, shoot 6 and you shoot 6, it's not the same like, hey, yeah, I shoot 6 against you and I feel bad if I miss 2. I feel I don't go out of the training if I miss 2, and if I miss 2, oh, wait, 2 more. It has to be 2 more, or you say for €5 or something like this. You want to win it. You want to win it.
Absolutely, and you can combine. We had a different after that. For example, you can have two teams, but it's okay. Let's imagine this competition part. 2 teams and goalkeepers is there. They're okay, and you can also practice against goalkeepers, or €5 or 10 push-ups. Or I don't know, you can always find some ideas what you want. For example, what I did more 2 teams because it's 2 teams competition, and who is the last one? The other team, it's yelling, doing a pressure, move a little bit. Always it's also funny, but it's competition. It's also pressure, but you enjoy also this kind of. This is the last moment on the training. This is always depends what you want to have. If you see that you have the problem with 7 better penalties, you can have this kind. If this guy don't have a confidence, you have to work on his confidence. If this guy miss every match some shots from the penalty, that means he lost the confidence. You have to work that he come back to this confidence. That means you don't take this kind of pressure. You have to speak first of all with him. You have to manage some situation that he get again this confidence, how he will score next match. And I know before, because I was shooting penalties, and I was always asking, if I don't score, always it's fight in yourself. If I feel good, then I don't need to practice. I feel good. And this is depends.
You ever used the manipulation of the goalkeeper? You ever told the goalkeeper, let him make this 3, let him make it so that he feels better?
This is also what is also a situation, or goalkeepers don't save. You take the worst 7-meter players and they shoot and they can save. They have to feel the ball. It's different.
Sure.
You understand me?
Now I have a last question for you guys. So in front of me, I have 2 Balkan guys. And you both are coaching outside of Balkan. Yeah. And I know that the Balkan guys are very competitive. You are very competitive. I'm sure that if you are making a 7-meter competitions, you always want to win. That's not the case for another countries, I'm sure. And for the Germans, for sure, for the Spanish guys also. So the thing is, and the point is, as coaches, you make your team always under pressure during the practice. For example, you are always making a 7-meter competition, or sometimes you're through 7 meters without competition. So you think that it's always important to set up your team through the pressure, or is not always important because sometimes maybe the team is on the top and they don't need more pressure and they are full and they tell you guys, you look, coach, please let me shoot without pressure, let me shoot because just for fun. What do you think as Balkan coaches?
I will tell you because sorry, Damir.
No, I'm not. So Momir is more Balkan than me. I came to Austria with 8 years, so but I can feel it inside. But Momir is better for this answer.
No, I'm not better. I just want to how I see this because it's a very good question. How I see this. Before I was thinking like this, everything competition. But now what is important, most important thing in the coach life, to recognize situation what is necessary for your team. And that's why I said to you, sometimes it's not necessary. Sometimes if I feel good, I don't need this pressure. If this player, it's not only skills, he has one-on-one, he has shot from 10 meters, or he has good communication with the player, connection with the line players or something. It's also to recognize, that's why this job is so interesting and I love this job more and more, honestly. Because as a coach from Balkan, never mind, I was also with the Scandinavian players don't like this. Some of them, yes, like Gitzer or something, he likes always to compete, he likes always to enjoy, but you don't need to make this pressure. Or maybe you will lose this player if I do this kind of competition. That's why it's very important for one coach to recognize what you have in your hands. Honestly, and then if you have Balkan, you give them this competition because they love this. If you have Spanish, I had a Casado, I had a lot of Spanish players. They're okay, they can play. They are more for a team. You create this for this. Also Scandinavian, I was working with Lauge or this. They don't love. They love this funny. They can. Balkan players, you have to push Balkan players to work. Scandinavian, they will work. German players, you know how 10 kilometers, no problem. For Balkan players, we have to run. And then it's not the same. Sorry, guys, but I said.
Yes, I agree. I agree with your opinion.
I try to put some competition, but with like for money, for Mannschaftskasse, but small money. So I said to them, okay, we made qualifying, we made counterattacks. We made 3 counterattacks every player. If you miss 2, you are not allowed to shoot penalties on Friday in the training. I made it combination because everybody wants to shoot 7 meters. Everybody likes to shoot this. Then I said, okay, we make 3 counterattacks. If you miss 2, you are not allowed to shoot on Friday in the training, and you have to pay €1 in Mannschaftskasse. And then if you qualify, then you have to keep. It depends. If you miss one, you start in second league. If you don't miss, you start in first league. And then then we had on Friday as they had to shoot 3 times in a row to stay in the league. It was always I made a little bit. It was confusing, but for me it was okay. And then sometimes I just changed it up. But it was like this: you have, if you stay in first league after the training, you don't have to pay in Mannschaftskasse anything. If you are in second league, you have to pay. And as well for the goalkeepers, it was so that they don't talk to the goalkeeper, say, let me stay in first league, then I don't have to pay. So it was always that after every week, we had like €10 in Mannschaftskasse. Didn't matter if you lose or win, because then somebody had to, or the goalkeepers had to pay, or the players. But I changed it a little bit up because it took so much time in the end. They really liked it. They had some pressure, but not real pressure, because it was €1. But sometimes I just, if I see that they shoot too good and the goalkeepers don't perform, then I put a little last pressure on it. Okay, 1 penalty, and if you miss, the whole team has to make 5 push-ups. Not you, the whole team. And so it's like, or you have to, if you miss the penalty, you have to take out the goals of the whole, and if you make it, the goalkeepers. A little bit of pressure, but not too much.
One more question for both of you. What you gonna do if you have multi-culti team?
I don't have multi-culti. I would have to learn.
Yeah, maybe, and sorry guys, I have to go in 5 minutes because my daughter is calling me now. But multi-culti team, yeah, that's also tough. But maybe the answer is okay sometimes, or it depends of the mood, as you've said before, of the team. But I want to explain one story that I lived in Germany once with Jens Burkle, coach in Germany, in Hanover at that time, and Jens made twice per season 100% thing with pressure that for me was the shock, and it was during the season, maybe, I don't know, Wednesday, and we played in Saturday, and we started the practice, funny games, as Mommy said, goalkeeper warm-up, and then after the goalkeeper warm-up, so it was after 30 minutes of the practice, then said, okay, we make counterattacks, 5 counterattacks. If you guys are failing three shots, you are going home. You go home. You don't practice with the team today. And they made it, and 2 players were home, And we make the practice without these 2 players. For me, it was a shock. It was really crazy.
So it's good. If you miss, you go home. Not
you go home.
So it's
okay. He wanted to practice the pressure, in the extreme way. But 2 players were home. As I was really in shock. For me, it was a shock.
It's fantastic. It's good. It's good because it's maybe you can wake up now. Now, what you said to me, I get it because I had some situation in Hungarian league because it's Veszprém Szeged always the top, and you have to play against not so good teams, but the players don't have motivation, and you can wake up them with this.
Well, for sure,
bro.
Okay.
Guys, Roy has to leave thank you very much. It was really great with you. I hope that we can do this another time again with another topic, and hope you have time. Roy, enjoy your free weekend at home.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and
good of luck. And yes, maybe we see each other again in a few weeks. I would like to continue this. I will send you maybe just a few dates if you can. You'll be here. If you can't, then on another date would be really interesting to see the other point of views. That's really a great thing.
Bro, for me was good. Roy, thanks.
Thanks for
Thank
you
you.
guys. It was really nice, and I hope that soon we can make this maybe in that way, or maybe in Alicante. You are invited also to come to Alicante.
This would be great. This would be even better. This would be even better.
Uno cerveza, por favor.
And with cerveza, we talk even more.
Y paella.
Yes, great. Roy,
Ciao,
bye bye.
guys.
Ciao.
Ciao,
Ciao,
ciao.
ciao, ciao. Have a good day. Ciao, ciao.
You too.